Chapter 6, Last Chance. It was 7 o'clock in the morning, and school was about to start at 8 a.m. Ashuko felt tired and wondered why she had to be there so early for a meeting. They were going to discuss about the school and talk about her future at this school for 2 hours. Ashuko wasn't concerned about that. She was concerned about convincing the principal to give them a classroom for their sessions. She felt some pressure because Tomito and Noveno were relying on her, but she had a plan in mind. She would start small. She would say her uncle is a school reviewer. In this state, schools compete to see which is the best school, so the principal would be a bit interested in the offer. If that doesn't work, she has to do something a bit more personal. Ashuko's cousin is good at using computers, so she thinks she knows the basics of using a computer. With that skill, she managed to find out that the principal's name was Muddymoss, but everyone knows him as McBurgs as a joke. She also figured out that he used to work at their enemy's school. With that information, the principal would have no choice but to give up and hand over a classroom. The only problem is that this little voice in her head said it would be too far, but she has to do what she has to do to accomplish her goal. It depends on the situation, she continued reminding herself. Ashuko, come on in, the principal said. She wasn't sure what he said, but she guessed he probably wanted her to come. She stood up and went inside the wooden room. When Ashuko sat down on the other side of the table, the principal, who had a blue shirt with a black tie dotted with red polka dots, sat down on the other side of the table. So, your mom wanted. How careless of me. The principal said it without using Google Translate. So, as I was saying, your mom wanted you to take an English course. She gave her consent, by the way. The principal said to use Google Translate this time. The principal turned around and took some papers from a shelf. While principal was searching, Ashuko noticed that his nameplate also says McBurgs. He really was protective of his real name. You probably didn't know this, but 4% of the population doesn't speak English as their first language, and 0.2% speak Portuguese in the state. So it would be pretty cool if you could teach something about your culture. The principal's phone said, you want a course, you have to go to Maine. The principal's phone said, no, thanks. Ashuko's phone said, Ashuko wanted to learn English, but she wasn't that obsessed. She has friends here. She isn't going to move to a new place and leave everything here as if it were nothing. No one spoke for a while. The principal was putting the papers back, wrote something on a piece of paper, and then handed it to Ashuko. She looked at it for a couple of seconds while the principal explained what was written there. This has all the courses in your budget, and I tried my best to find the courses nearest to you, the principal said, using Google Translate. Ashuko thanked him and was about to leave the room when the principal stopped her. Ashuko, the principal's phone said. Ashuko realized she had forgotten to ask for the classroom and quickly turned back to the principal. Mr. Dryden and the others, the principal has begun to say. Ashuko was scared that the teacher was going to be mad at her and her friends for disturbing them after school. Hopefully, they won't get detention. Ashuko thought. Teachers reported that you wanted a classroom so you could learn English. Am I correct? The principal said it through Google Translate. Yes. Ashuko's phone said, I can't give you a classroom, but I can give you a storage room. It is surrounded by shelves, but we can add a table and chairs in the center of the room. Principal's phone said. Thank you so much. Ashuko said through her phone. You know that next year you are going to have your textbooks and workbooks in English. I'm giving you this room in the hopes that you will learn something. If you continue to fail multiple exams, we will have to remove you from this school. The principal's phone said. Ashuko knew all of that, and that's why she was so committed to learning English. If she can make friends here, learn the language, and get familiar with the culture, it will be helpful if they are willing to move here. She can also help her other family members adapt to the new place. I will also come to the sessions when I have some time. I would like to see what your friends are teaching you. The principal's phone said. Ashuko nodded. Carry on, then, I have some more important business to handle. The principal's phone said. Ashuko left feeling fulfilled and pressured. They finally secured a room, and now they just need to start their sessions.